Beginning with the job statement, we have the required slashes coded as the identification field. This is required for all JCL statements and will be followed in all subsequent examples. The label field immediately follows this and is used to identify the job. Names cannot be longer than 8 bytes. Although there are some restrictions on special character usage, there are no restrictions on the name itself. Most installations employ naming standards that will dictate what valid job names may be used. And in general, for TSO users, the guideline is to use their TSO user ID, which is at most 7 bytes long, with an extra character to create a unique name. For example, if user01 were the TSO user ID, a valid job name would be user01A. After the label, we can see one space followed by the operation field and then another space. The operation field in this case identifies this JCL statement as a job statement. Following this, some of the parameters that we have may be coded on a job statement. Again, there may be a variety of installation standards that will dictate what values are required and what options should be coded. In this example, we are showing 2 positional parameters as the accounting parameter and the programmer name parameter. If these are required but not coded, their absence must be indicated by coding a comma in the position they would normally occupy. Following the positional parameters, we have 2 keyword parameters, class and message class. The class parameter is used to identify which input queue the submitted work will go into, which is another installation established standard. The message class will indicate which output queue messages should go into, which is also an installation standard. Looking at the values specified in this slide, we can see the job name is test job 1. The accounting information is coded as 9654. The programmer field simply says programmer, while the input queue is class A and the output queue is class X. Additional parameters may be specified on the job statement, of which a few common examples are shown here. The message level parameter indicates whether we wish to suppress status messages issued for the job. Generally, this will be allowed to default to include everything. The notify parameter is used to specify a TSO user ID so that the user is notified when the submitted job has completed. The time parameter may be coded when it is desirable to restrict the amount of CPU time that a job is allowed to use. This is generally used during testing when the programmer suspects that their program may go into a loop, so coding this can restrict the amount of time the job can consume before it is automatically terminated. The region parameter may be coded when the amount of virtual storage required by the job exceeds the default assigned by the installation.